Anyways. So, Idubbbz. Let's talk about Idubbbz. Do you guys miss Idubbbz, chat? You know, I know everyone loves Idubbbz, you know, so, well.
Sorry, gay. I'm crying in dog makeup. Come on. I'm gonna cry in dog makeup.
No shot that she's reacting to sensitive society, dude. No shot that she's reacting to sensitive society. Oh my god.
So stupid.
Today is indeed a massive day for the unemployed.
Oh
so
my
before
god.
we even get into anything, no, I'm not here to beg you to subscribe or drop a like, even though you totally should, because the content here is awesome.
Society is the best, I'm not gonna lie.
A few days ago, I got a DM on my Instagram account. And in case you guys don't know, I have a new Instagram account. It would mean the world to me if you followed it. Link in the description. And someone told me to check out this video that I had no idea existed, right? I mean, we've taken a look at Anissa by myself. I've been making Idubbbz and Anissa content for about a year now, maybe a little bit more, but who's counting? Please don't count.
I just try to be logical as much as I can at the end of the day.
Here. Someone sent me this one right here, Content Cop Anissa Jamha, and this is fresh. This is like from a month ago.
It's a
now,
Content Cop?
Know quite a bit about them. Now, granted, most of it has been against my will, but I digress. I know stuff about them that their parents probably don't even know. I was gonna go and make some popcorn and add hot Cheetos and Takis to it and just watch it by myself. And I thought to myself, why not share this experience, this wonderful experience on seeing someone's self-destruction and downfall and a Content Cop on Anissa Jamha with all of my amigos and amigas. So that's what we're doing. Think of this as a watch party, all right? So feel free to pause the video, grab your snacks, right? Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, gummy bears, whatever you might enjoy. I am legitimately interested on what else this guy covers because, well, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff that I cover, but there's also quite a bit of stuff that I've missed because there's just so much. Let's just get right into it.
Ian keeps me, this is the truth, okay? Ian keeps me on a leash, okay? And I'm okay with that because I need to be on a leash. I need to be on a leash, a tight leash, to be honest, because I am unhinged.
I've talked about this before. This is the crash out she had over commentary channels. Myself, Pegasus, WestJet, Diesel Patches, all of these guys. All of these.
I'll be honest with it, they pay the bill.
She later said this was
without these content creators crashing out and all this other stuff, we probably wouldn't have commentators, you know, channels literally, you know, making dough off of them, to be honest. They'd probably be running amok, you know, with the way how they are.
And this was supposed to be funny when that is far from the case. She was dead ass.
You gotta have people like that
in front of millions of people. Remember this one.
Buddy.
This is a certified hood classic Anissa Jamha crash out. I feel like throwing out some motivation every now and then. Yeah, you know,
you gotta criticize people with their opinions at the end of the day.
Sometimes life just kicks you down and you need someone to tell you that it's gonna be okay. No matter what you're going through, no matter how shitty your situation is, no matter how bad your day is or your year, even though we're 11 12 days into it, no matter how bad it is,
that's not even a fan.
Remember, guys, it could always be worse. You could be married to this, you could have lost all of your money to this, you could have killed your career for this.
Commentary YouTubers have no idea what it is to work a normal job.
Real
that are looking at this right now, I know that you would cry if I said something to you in real life. I know you would cry.
Real.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to be covering Anissa Jamha, who's mostly known for being the wife of the once popular YouTuber Idubbbz. She's a vile woman who's been spewing her terrible thoughts online for the past decade now.
I just noticed wallpaper. What is that?
I also take ownership for the Tana. The Tana thing was my.
Oh, that was so long ago.
Was my idea. Was my stupid idea.
Instead, in my typical fashion, I will metaphorically let Anissa hang herself with her own actions, like everyone else I've covered on my channel. Anissa Jamha started her online career in 2014 when she began streaming on the website Twitch.tv.
Wow.
Her original handle was Rainbow Kids, and she mainly streamed herself playing the game League of Legends. And
well, there's your problem immediately. Anyone who plays League of Legends, King, has some mental problems, okay?
Anissa was originally what is known as a booby streamer. A booby streamer is a woman who exploits her breast in order to gain followers, subs, and donations, typically from a young male audience.
You know, the thing about this is, like, if you bring this up or this is a point of argument, she gets mad or upset, or it's like, oh, These are just incels. These are, you know, really bad hombres that don't get laid. So that's what they're calling me.
That'd be a very interesting dynamic duo, to be honest.
The case. I mean, that's literally what you were. It's like if I get upset if someone calls me a commentary guy. It's like, well, yeah. I mean, that's what I do. Like, how would I be mad at that if that's legitimately what I do?
Hey man, King plays League of Legends, okay? Anissa, you must always question his thoughts. Okay? All right.
Was a booby streamer. I mean, that's just, she tried. The funny thing is that she tried this and it didn't work, so she had to go a whole different route.
This phenomenon was especially popular way back before Twitch degenerated and allowed things like just chatting and hot tub streams. The live streaming website was originally a strictly gaming platform, believe it or not. Booby streamers weren't necessarily good at the games they played, but they would still generate an audience because of the obvious assets they showed off. This is exactly how Anissa would manage to become popular when she first started out, and it's what she would continue to do for a large part of her streaming career. She was initially inspired to start—
I'm gonna be honest with you. Oh, it looks like my audio broke or so. I'm gonna be honest with you. She doesn't look that attractive in the past. I'm just saying. Give me a second. My audio broke. Hold on. I don't know why. Well, I know why. I know the reason why, but. Testing. Oh yeah. Sometimes my audio breaks from time to time. Things go downhill when she stopped League. Seem more like League is the one keeping us sane. Oh, shut the fuck up. No, it does not. Okay, you shut the. I don't want to hear you, Mr. Valorant man. Okay, I don't want to hear it from you. Okay. Honestly, she's normal. Like, I'm not saying like, you know, yeah, like she's average. I'm not saying she's the ugliest woman I've ever seen in the entire world or anything like that, right? She's just normal, but she's not really that insanely attractive, to be honest. That's all I gotta say. I'm surprised she got even popular to begin with, in my personal opinion, you know, with like just normal looking looks, you know? So I'm not saying I'm fucking like a 10 out of 10 or anything like that. I'm just normal looking as well, but I'm just saying, you know.
Doing this by another female streamer who was originally a booby streamer herself, named Casey Tron.
Oh, no way.
God.
No way Anissa Jama was inspired by Casey Tron. You cannot make this up. And because you guys don't know, just very briefly, Casey Tron, she got sued and lost to Ethan Klein.
Oh, did she actually lose her lawsuit?
Stealing and ripping off content and not providing anything.
Damn, I made
a few videos about the situation. This chick, I made like 3 or 4, something like that. It's so funny that Anissa got inspired by this girl. Ironic, pretty funny at the same time. Ain't no way your inspiration was Casey Tron.
Apparently Casey Tron used to be like more based or so in the past, but then for some apparent reason she like changed and flipped a switch or something, and like now she became the person she is now. Like, she used to be a lot more different apparently. Like, she used to be part of the, like, you know, she used to be a lot more like, she had more of a more, I wouldn't say logical, but more base takes, more like, you know, kind of like just normal perspectives of things to some degree. But then for some random apparent reason, she became like this. There was like some video or so explaining about it specifically, and I took a look at it and I was just like, wow.
Like, I was poor, like poor, like I was eating oatmeal for every meal, and then my one friend, literally, I'm not even kidding, like, this is not a joke, Casey. You're the reason why I started streaming, because I had a friend that was like,
"You've told me this
girl, yeah, she made $200." I was like, $200. I was like, I could buy like more groceries, and so I went into debt. I like got a computer, which like not smart at all to do. I got a computer and I started streaming, and I got really lucky.
Anissa has always been the definition of a pick-me, so her decision to do this isn't
100% fact. She is definitely gives me pick-me vibes.
Surprising at all. One of the best examples of this being true goes all the way back to when she was in high school. It was here Anissa decided to play on the male lacrosse team instead of the female one in order to prove she wasn't like the other girls. She didn't get accepted onto the male team because she was extraordinarily talented or anything, but because her parents allegedly complained to the school, which seems
Are you serious? No shot, dude. She got onto the team because her parents complained? Oh my lord, man, that is a privilege. That is such a privileged fucking life, to be honest. You know what my mom or dad would say or so? Like my ex-dad and my mama Azathoth, you know? Be like, oh, you didn't get in? Well, shit, tough shit, man. Just be better.
Exactly like something Anissa's
just get better,
Maureen
you know?
would
Just
do.
get good.
More on her very shortly.
All I know from
That's
Anissa's
crazy.
mom
I didn't know that,
is
actually.
She's a crazy old bitch. All right, that's legitimately all I know. She's like 80 years old, going on Reddit and
Man, it's just skill issues. Just get better.
Alone. And
I did.
My daughter is wonderful.
I actually did
My
get better.
daughter is
so.
very epic. Your daughter's fucking insane and she sucks. And someone
That's
needs
crazy,
to teach
though.
her a lesson. With what very little I know about Anissa's mom and how she's such a bitch,
I see.
I would not be surprised if she went Karen mode and went like, oh,
yeah, of course. If she was
this is
good, you know.
sexism, why can't my daughter be in the boys team? If you don't put my daughter in this team, I will sue you, because that's what these people love to do. I need no further
I need to play
proof
this
of it.
game, to be honest.
I actually believe the mom
I should probably play the Wolfenstein games one of these
I will
days.
sue you
I think
guys
it'd be
for
pretty fun to play.
sexism. Even though she sucks at it, I believe this
Never had the
story.
chance to play
no,
them.
I don't need any
I heard it was
further proof.
good.
I believe
That's what I
you,
heard
Nick,
about it.
nobody. I believe you.
An article was even written about her on the popular
No,
gaming
stop
website
it, you.
Kotaku.
We'll
This
put you in the
write-up about
box.
Anissa didn't highlight her stellar gaming abilities or anything like that, though. It actually focused on the insane fact that Anissa's mother was her head chat moderator. Anissa Jomo was a so-called
Who puts their mom as a moderator for their Twitch chat?
I feel like that's just a recipe of disaster, in my personal opinion.
called booby streamer until last March. Her sizable Twitch following includes ardent fans, horny dudes, toxic trolls, and an unusual chat moderator.
Ardent fans? What's that? I've never heard of that before. What's that? That's a new word. I've never heard it before. Horny dudes, of course. That was a popular thing with booby streamers. Toxic trolls, of course, you know. So.
Her mother. This article details how Anissa got popular streaming as a booby streamer and even noted some of the popular type of comments she would receive in chat.
There's the one with the
section
twins.
states, in fact,
okay.
a counter on Rainbow Kids' channel estimates that her breasts have been mentioned in Twitch chat nearly 30,000 times.
Jesus Christ.
Until recently, Rainbow Kids wore a double push-up bra highlighting her cleavage for her audience. Viewers would pay real money to have their commentary of her read out loud, much of which was deliberately offensive.
Bruh, are we serious? Ardent just means dedicated or defensive of the streamer's rep. So you're talking about like are you talking about like white knights? Is that it right there, right? White knights, right? I assume that's what it is, right? To which the Ethan stated was a breach of their settlement conditions.
Criticisms of her body or gameplay were bolstered by targeted, personal attacks meant to get a rise out of her. Variations on the word slut were a common refrain in Rainbow Kids' Twitch chat, which one day included her mother. The craziest part about this whole thing is the fact that Anissa didn't even know the person she appointed to be her head mod was her mom at first.
What?
Whoa, can I hear that one more time?
Even know the person she appointed to be her head mod was her mom at first.
What? No way. So the Jomha household is just full of fucking insane maniacs. That's what I'm getting. If
That
Anissa
is
or the guy who
crazy.
made this video says, yeah, the moderator was always in chat and supporting her, and Anissa thought it was just some random ass person, but it turned out to be the mom. Dude, if that happened to me, I would be.
But how does the mom even know she has a Twitch? Unless she's told. Well, she probably told it to her, right? But then like, isn't her mom like super old? How does she know how to use even the technology to even like maneuver on the internet to get? Not even my Mama Azathoth doesn't even know how to use a computer. that's the thing itself, you know. My mama's super old. Like she's super old. So it's just so weird.
Super pissed. Right? And hey, don't get it twisted. I love my family. I love my mom, but that's just weird. What is the mom doing moderating their daughter who is a booby streamer? Why is she moderating the chat? Isn't that a little weird?
I wonder if I would get
can't
banned
be the
for
only
your
one who
mom
finds
jokes.
it a little strange, a little weird. Like, shouldn't your mom be chilling, reading a book?
Is she still the moderator? I doubt she's still the moderator, to be honest. But this is kind of ridiculous. I've never knew about this. This is ridiculous in my personal opinion.
Maybe
wow,
with
the
your
history,
Kindle?
the history of her is
Anissa didn't even know the person she appointed to be her head mod was her mom at first. She just liked this chatter's immense support and pseudo-janitorial work so much in the beginning that she modded them. What makes this article really funny is the fact that before it was released, Anissa was trying to claim she wasn't a booby streamer at all. I don't consider myself a titty streamer. I don't consider wearing a non-padded bra and a tank makes me one. If I ever said, yeah, I'm a titty streamer, or I'm doing this for attention in the past 2 years or so, it's sarcastic or a joke because that's how I handle rude people. Am I aware that I'm a bit bustier? Yes. Should that force me to always cover up?
Quotation marks bustier. When I hear somebody who is busty or so, I'm not, it's not just the booby. It's not just the boob size as well. It's also the body as well. That's what I hear was like, oh, I'm busty or something. I usually, when I hear that specific, well, that's how it was in the past, at least. When they say, when my friend is like, oh, I'm a little bit more bustier, and then like, they have, they have big booba, but they also have like, they're a little bit thick. They're a little bit thicker. I don't know. That's how we use that word specifically over here. So.
My body? No. I don't think it should. This isn't the Middle East. This claim doesn't work when you have an entire article written about you being just that, where your own mother is quoted saying, "At first I was surprised," Marine Joma, 52, remembered when I spoke with her on Skype earlier this week. She's what you'd call a booby streamer, where you'd attract viewers to your stream, trolls, who come to harass or hit on female streamers.
Yeah, this is weird. Well, I guess the crazy does run in the Jamha household. There's like so many levels of embarrassment here. Like, first of all, your mom finding out you're a titty streamer. Second of all, her being a moderator. Third of all, defending you and being like, oh, they're calling my daughter a slut for the third time today. Oh, it's only been 5 minutes. Some people are just really fucking weird.
Quit booby streaming in 2016 because her dad was ashamed of her.
It actually was my father that made me stop doing the titty streaming completely.
Gee, I wonder how her dad feels about her current career choices. Anissa would even try and retcon her past of booby.
Base dad, I'm gonna be honest with you. Not gonna lie, very base dad. I would also be disappointed in my own kid or so if I saw my own girl, daughter fucking becoming a booby streamer. I know for a fact I'm gonna break down that door and pull her by the ear or so, and literally have a stern talking with her live on stream as well. I'm not gonna turn off the stream. I'm fucking pulling out the Hispanic whiplash on her.
Streaming by claiming it was all an elaborate trolling scheme. This ridiculous flip-flopping narrative would turn out to be for nothing though, as she would eventually just go back to her old ways. 16 would also be the year Anissa would begin her relationship with the once popular YouTuber Idubbbz. This relationship started out as all healthy ones do, with Anissa cheating on her ex-boyfriend in order to be with Ian. That's right, before Anissa and Ian began dating, Anissa was in an active relationship with another League of Legends streamer named Acadian.
Honestly, everything happens for a reason, and I'm sure at the time this sucked, right? Your girlfriend, who's a thought, cheated on you with Idubbbz, but I'm sure at the time it sucked, but he dodged a bullet. Actually, it's not even a bullet, he dodged a motherfucking nuke. It's like when you get really close to dying and you're like, oh my god, today's my lucky day. I didn't die. You live to see another day. That is exactly what happened to this guy right here. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Anissa cheated. I mean, she seems like the type. Major bullet dodged. I'm sure this guy wakes up with a smile every single day and laughs at, well, what Anissa and Idubbbz have turned into. I know that I would.
Anissa and Acadian began dating around late 2015, and this relationship lasted until the first day Anissa would meet Ian. Quick side note, I've seen multiple people report on Acadian's age being 17 when he was dating Anissa, going as far as calling her a potential predator for this. Acadian was born in 1996 and began dating Anissa sometime around September 2015. In 2016, this League of Legends couple would go to TwitchCon, which was located in San Diego, California. Coincidentally, this happens to be the same place Idubbbz was living at the time. Anissa originally claimed she accidentally booked an extra day of her trip and was left all alone once TwitchCon ended, despite sharing a room with Acadian. She decided she wanted to spend this extra day with Idubbbz, who she messaged asking if he wanted to hang out.
Just accidentally booked an extra day even though they had the same room. How weird, huh? How very weird.
How did you and Ian meet? I was in San Diego for TwitchCon, and I, being an idiot, accidentally booked a extra night and an extra day in San Diego. So TwitchCon was over, everybody was gone, and I was stuck in the hotel alone with nothing to do. And I was on my Twitter feed, and it was when Ian was just spamming his Twitter feed with something about Leafy and Max Mofo backstabbing him like as a meme. And he was just like, it was like tweet after tweet after tweet. So I was like, okay, this individual's bored. I know he lives in San Diego. Maybe he wants to hang out because anything's better than like sitting in this hotel all day. So we ended up messaging each other, and he was like, oh, do you want to go and eat? And I was like, sure, just whatever. I just don't want to be in this hotel room anymore.
She goes on to describe their date of going to a taco shop where the two would awkwardly interact until Ian took her back to the hotel. Anissa didn't think anything would come from this interaction, but surprisingly, they would continue to talk from this day forward. Doing all of this while having a boyfriend is crazy work.
Nah,
that's fucking wild.
Sorry,
I'm
just like
wild, dude.
Like, I'm sure it sucked at the time for the guy to get cheated on, and then your girl proceeds to lie about everything. I'm sure in 2026 the guy is laughing. Maybe I'm just saying that because that's what I would do. All right, I gotta keep it real. If that happened to me years later, that person has a crazy downfall with the person that she cheated with, dude, I would laugh my ass off. I'm not gonna lie. I prayed for this and it happened, moment. Meanwhile, the guy's just chilling, living life, right? And I'm not a believer in much, right? You guys know me, I'm not religious, I don't believe in anything, but I do believe a little bit in karma. That's why you gotta do more good than bad. It is rough, man.
This wouldn't last long though, as Acadian would tweet out weeks later, rolling on the floor laughing, "What the fuck, I actually hate girls," alluding to the pair breaking up. Anissa cheating on him clearly affected him mentally, as he would also tweet on the same day, "Probably won't be streaming / active for a while until I get back to a good place mentally. Sorry guys."
Damn.
A week after this, he posted a now deleted vlog where he continued to vaguely discuss the breakup and how it was making him feel.
I would say like right now, in terms of like mentally, I'm not like in the best state.
That's understandable.
I can't really explain, but
poor dude.
I'm just like, I don't know.
He's a good-looking guy too, as well.
I don't know if any of
League
you
of
guys
Legends
can
person,
like
to be honest.
resonate with me or like feel me on this, but I'm just fucking pissed off all the time. Like,
I probably would wrap a newspaper all the damn time and bonk him on the head every so often when he's streaming or so, and be like, "Stop playing League of Legends." Just a light tap every single time.
Like every day, as soon as I wake up, like I'm just fucking angry, and I don't know how to stop being it. Like the only thing I can do is just distract myself with like League of Legends.
That's unfortunate,
or
to be
doing
honest.
shit like.
Anissa would
it's kind of
eventually
shitty getting
be called
cheated
out
on.
for
I'm not
cheating
gonna
on
lie.
Acadian, which she would deny. She would
I
then
know how it
conveniently
feels.
change her original story and added in a new detail that her relationship with Acadian was actually really bad and they didn't get along very much. Because of this, she wanted to get away from him the day after TwitchCon, so that's why she went to hang out with Idubbbz, and Acadian apparently knew this all along.
And when we were at TwitchCon, I accidentally booked an extra flight and an extra day, and Matt was there. Like we just had an extra day and an extra whatever, and I was talking to Ian, and Matt knew that I was talking to Ian, and I said to him I said, "Do you mind if I go hang out with Ian or Idubbbz or whatever, because we have this extra day and I don't want to be in the same fucking room as you."
Shut the fuck
Anissa
up.
would never admit to
Shut
cheating
the hell
on
up.
Acadian,
I'm
even
gonna
though her
fucking
anniversary
silence
with
you, I
Ian
swear.
is on the exact same day she admit to
You and your
breaking up with
fucking
Acadian
logical
in Discord
nonsense.
message leaks we will be covering later on in this video.
I hope this is common sense in 2026, especially with what we're witnessing right now and with what I've covered before. I think
Well, she was a booby streamer at the end of the day, so she made money, so there's a lot of horny people that were paying money for those, during that time.
we need to make this known. You cannot, under no circumstances, ever trust anything that comes out of this woman's mouth.
Yep.
And for that fact, Idubbbz as well. You just cannot trust these people.
It's just a different era
They
of Twitch,
cannot be trusted. They constantly lie. They tell a story, and then seconds later, or whenever it benefits them, they switch it up, and now it's something completely different. I don't know, guys. I would not trust them about anything. Even if they tell me, yo, the sky is blue, I would have to verify that myself, just to put things into perspective and just how bad fate these people are. Like, I know that we joke a lot about, you know, Anissa and Idubbbz, and, you know, they suck, this and that, but they're just horrible people.
Anissa would also travel to New York, where she would spend time with Chris and film a vlog. The pair spent the day together, went on a dinner date, and even streamed together later that evening, all while being in a relationship with Idubbbz. Anissa would also show her romantic interest on Chris on Twitter, where she tweeted out a shirtless photo of him with the caption full of thirsting and squirt emojis. She also replied to a tweet from Chris that showcased a lipstick kiss mark on a note, claiming that it was left by her. Again,
No.
Okay.
No. Come on, no. You cannot make this up, dude. I am so close to just being like, all right, I'm out. Thank you so much for watching. Notifications on, subscribe, drop a like. What is wrong with this woman? She's a homewrecker. She loves cheating on people, and now
she likes using
it's
people.
like, how are these people surprised that people make these funny comments about Idubbbz being a cuck or Anissa cheating on
You know,
Hassan,
this is the funny thing about it. This because I had friends or so who were content creators. Pretty much, if I had to say, pretty much every single person that had made content in the past, like many years ago or so, don't do content anymore because of, you know, individuals like this, like people like this, not as in like women or so, but like the guys. Mostly the dudes or so. I assume some females, right? But it was mostly like how they use other content creators to get up higher, and it kind of ruined a lot of people's like friendship, and that's why a lot of content creators are now more isolated and more separated and do their own thing. They told me their experience, specifically how they were used and everything, right? From certain other individuals. They used them as a stepping stone to get up higher, and then they leave them in the dust and everything like that. Once they get more popular or so, they just keep going up higher and higher and higher. Apparently that's what it was or so back in the day. So I've kind of learned from them, specifically from their stories, of what kind of people to watch out for, you know. And then I also did my own research too, looking at, like, you know, the whole VTuber community and like you know, the VTuber, I wouldn't say drama, so it's more like people who are just can't seem to be like, you know, just normal individuals at the end of the day with common sense. But I digress. Of course, you know, it is, you know, every community has their own, you know, bad eggs at the end of the day, so you just gotta weed them out, and then you just kind of watch out at the end of the day. I have 5 exes, and that only likes me because I have money, but never understood who I am as a person. It's really disappointing. That's the one thing you don't want to do, is tell them like how much money you make, or just any money in general. Like, there is a thing or so where, like, if you take a girl on a date or so, but you take them on a date to like a McDonald's or like some kind of fast food, and they kind of feel disgusted or hate it, that's immediately you don't want to date them. Like, you want to end it there. Like, you always want to take a girl like consistently, because I know this for a fact, you know, because I've been taken on dates like this before. You always take a girl or so to a fast food place and anything like that, like just a low, cheap place. And if they complain and if they have issues or anything like that, then, you know, you don't continue to date. I have no problem. Fucking food is food for me at the end of the day. I'm not picky at eating food at the end of the day. Me personally, I'm not really a person who enjoys eating fancy restaurant places, you know. I'd rather go eat down the street at the taco shop that I have over here down the street, and eat while standing or so, than sitting at some weird, you know, fancy restaurant or whatever, or like a pretty, or like expensive, or like not really expensive, but like medium to expensive, like kind of like place, you know. The moment a potential partner asks about your income, leave. That is true. Yeah, money shouldn't be a thing in general. Like, the money shouldn't be a conversation that's like a deal breaker at the end of the day when it comes to, like, it's not a make or break kind of type of situation when it comes to relationship. It should be like the personality, looks. It could be to some degree, of course, right? At the end of the day, because, like, you know, her you know, looks, like, it's up to some degree, right? If you think, like, you know, certain aspects, like, you can have preferences, right? Preferences is fine, right? There's a difference between preferences and then things that you like are like kind of like, what's the word or so, kind of like demanding or so, like As in like, you know how like some girls are so specifically in the US, mostly in New York City anyways, that's where they're mostly at anyways, where they ask for like 6 feet tall, 6-pack abs, you know, make 600K figure a year or whatnot, and whatever other stupid shenanigans or so. Those are the kind of you kind of want to avoid in general, right? Those women who like just talk about money all the time, you know, it's like, oh, how much money you make, oh, what do you worth, you know, this and that. Usually when people like ask me like how much money do you make, or how much, or where do you work at, like I kind of don't really answer that personally. I've been asked that just before in the past too by my partner specifically, because at the end of the day I'm just kind of like, well, you know, you should like me for who I am at the end of the day, you know. The same thing they did for my brother too as well. They asked like the girls that he dated specifically, they would sometimes, I think like 3 or 4 girls that he dated or so asked him about like where he worked at, how much money does he make or so, and all this other stuff. He really doesn't really associate with those kinds of people. I live in South America. Yeah, I know South America is very prominent or so for gold diggers. I know that for a fact. So you just gotta be a little bit more wary and kind of more careful when it comes to that. I know that for a fact. I've had some friends or so who told me, you know, stories or so where there are women or so that are it's a little bit more prominent for gold diggers over there. So plus also there's some shows as well said about it too. I stop it at, so what do you do for a living, and nothing more. Yeah, that's what my brother does. That's what my brother does. I also do the same thing too as well. I also ask, I was like, oh, what do you do, you know? And then they just kind of go, you know. And if they're passionate, they go full in depth or so. That's all on them at the end of the day, you know. So
when this is literally a pattern of behavior, this is something that she does. It's not above her. I don't know why she thinks that anyone that thinks like that is, oh, they're just jelly. You know, they're just salty. Oh, that's their fantasy. It's like, no, it's not a fantasy because you did it. You've cheated multiple times.
That's crazy, though. I know how that feels, though, being cheated on.
Insane of a thought that you will do the same to your current partner, even though you've done it before. Like, it's not that insane of a take.
I mean, Anissa was dating Ian while she was doing all of this, which just makes him look so pathetic. The writing really was on the wall for him all the way back then. All of these controversies that I have covered happened in 2017. This is the same year Anissa's Discord server would leak onto Reddit, revealing some insane things, like her bad-mouthing Idubbbz to her viewers and even discussing potential breakups with him. Anissa would treat the simps that congregated in her Discord like digital therapists and unnecessarily unloaded all sorts of emotional baggage inside this server. Here you can see Anissa talking about breaking up with Idubbbz. I think I'm breaking up with Ian. After our first relationship scare and our last trip, I was a lot better and Ian seemed happier. But after I left, it seemed like Ian's opinions on things didn't change much. He hasn't called me in 4 days and we have barely talked. He's at PewDiePie's house. He said, I will call you with my answer when I get back, so about 2 to 3 hours. But I think I'm finally right for putting my foot down. He can't have you waiting around the corner. Even his sister called me and said, hey, he's not treating you right and he needs to learn some hard lessons. Put yourself first. I don't know why he needs 2 to 3 hours though. I had hoped you wouldn't get back together like last time, just saying. I have no idea what's going on in his head. I'm just so sick of the emotional shit I go through and he seems fine. He legit hasn't called me in 4 days. Listen to your gut. And when I called upset, he's like, oh yeah, I guess there were times I could have called. I just feel like a loser. Out of sight, out of mind. A thing to remember is that some people deal with shit by themselves and only by themselves. They deal with it with thought, not communication. Yeah, but for a healthy relationship to work, you need to talk.
I'm sorry, but no matter how bad my life is, I will never go on, I guess in this situation, Discord, and talk to my friends about it. Like, I'll talk to my friends about it, right?
Yeah.
On IG, Twitter, Discord, whatever it might be. I'll talk to my friends, but I'm not going to publicly talk about this on a Discord.
I'll be honest with you, you shouldn't really be publicly talking about your relationship and the struggles that you're going between you two at the end of the day on your public platform to your community. I'm like, you can say it to your friends. That's no problem at all. But saying it to your fucking community is fucking wild at the end of the day.
Surfer with my fan. Like, hey guys, my girl hasn't texted me in 4 days. She's been taking an 18-hour nap. Do you think she's cheating on me, guys? You know what? My girlfriend takes 17-hour naps every single day. That's why she doesn't get back to me, guys. Is that normal? Does your girl do that? Like, it's just so cringe. The thing is that Idubbbz had an opportunity to escape from the hell that he got into. Man, in another universe, he's like, yeah, I'm leaving your ass. I thought I knew a lot, and I do know a lot.
Everyone's looking for a wife or a husband.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I just
either,
make a lot of videos, so I don't remember every single one I've ever made. Big yikes.
You can see Anissa talking about how Ian would never defend her, but her crush, Chris Raygun, definitely would. Lol, yeah, somehow. You think Ian is the main boss? Even though Ian would never publicly defend me, even if you threw acid on his skinned alive body. Maybe, but he's probably too pussy. Anissa is the final boss of this game. And Chris would stick up for me, sure, but like, Anissa would even reveal personal details about her relationship with Idubbbz, like the time he peed on her in the shower.
Why do we need to know this? I think there's a big problem with people today.
I showered with Ian when he was here and he peed on my leg and I thought it was funny. Well, they are together, right? Yeah, they are together. Yeah, they are together during this time or so. Sorry, I'm mixing up the timeline in my personal opinion. Also, number 2. Why? Golden shower? Shut the hell up, dude.
Her in the shower.
Why do we need to know this? I think there's a big problem with people today oversharing. We need to stop oversharing. We need to know less about each other. We do not need to know this, and this goes for Idubbbz and any YouTuber on this. Keep some stuff to yourself. Not everything needs to be made public on fucking Discord.
Keep certain things private, you know.
All places. Why do you do this to yourself? Before we go, because
there's just some things you guys don't need to know.
Anissa Jamha. I guess this goes directly to her because I know that she's watching every single hate video on her. You are a horrible person, and as a non-religious guy, I am telling you to seek God. And you know how bad a situation needs to be for the non-religious guy to be telling you to go seek God? So yeah, go seek God.
Jesus Christ. That was just only a piece of that video too as well. Jesus Christ, honestly. Yeah. Honestly, that's fucking funny though. If you guys want to know things about Shinako, just ask, because I know too much that could get her canceled at a low price of $9.99 USD. Thank you. Okay, buddy. Some of you girls out there be sharing too much. You could never get this kind of info from me. Yeah, no, there are some things that, yeah, well, I wouldn't say I share like everything, right? Because my mom told me, you know, there are certain things you shouldn't be sharing, right? Because you don't want, what is it? You don't want people who be, to be chismoso, you know? You don't want to be basically you don't want those kinds of people individual in general at the end of the day. There are some things I'll share, like funny moments and stuff like that, you know, and like funny memories in the past, but I wouldn't say like anything disgusting or like shit that happened in the past or something like that. There are some things I still keep private to myself, of course, because, you know, there are just some things that you shouldn't really know. It's a monthly subscription. Okay, buddy. All right, okay, this guy over here. But honestly, it's just, I'd say it'd probably be, I probably would share maybe like I personally, no, actually no. There are like, I would hint certain things, but I wouldn't say them like directly up in front, like what are my favorite hentai tags, you know, and all this other shit and all this other stuff, you know, and whatever like other wild shenanigans. Like I'll probably like hint towards it, but I wouldn't say it directly or anything like that. You guys can just you can just put the pieces together at the end of the day. So, but yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Guys can comment, like, subscribe to all that fancy jazzy stuff. Honestly, kind of crazy. Remember this YouTube frog? Ho is temporary, league is eternal. League will never betray. Shut the hell up in your league. Oh god. Anyways, yeah. Honestly, I'd be very curious to see what happens in the future between these two at the end of the day. Because I feel like, at the end of the day, Ian already killed his career. 100% he killed his career. And then I don't know exactly what she does. Oh wait, she does OnlyFans, right? I think, or Fansly, something like that. At the end of the day, I don't know. I know that Ian uploads. No, doesn't upload. He streams, but he's trying to be a Hassan Piker apparently. So, or bargain brand Hassan Piker. But anyways, enough dilly dallying. Honestly, if a woman is honestly asking you for like how much money you make and all this other shit, and like in like super early in a date or something like that, you might be a little bit wary. Just be a little bit careful on that. And then also, if they complain, if you take them to like a fast food place or like a not a high quality like, you know, restaurant or something like that, those are kind of like the signs that kind of like tells you that you want to completely avoid those people in general, as in like continuing forward in the relationship. I'm just saying, these are just my own 2 cents. My older brother's, you know, quote or so is like, you know, you never ask a bitch for her age, you know, and that's the same reason you never ask a guy how much he makes. Just saying, you know. But hey, it is what it is. It's some kind of quote like that anyways. But anyways, that's the end of the video. And just be wary. That's all you gotta do. And peace.